Hello everybody, welcome back to Maths. Hope you're doing well, hope you're doing okay. In today's session, we're going to be taking a look at exchange rates. Now, if this is the first time that you've come to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It only takes you a second. And if you find this video useful, make sure you hit that like button. So, exchange rates, let's look at the first question. So it says that John goes on holiday. The exchange rate is £1 is equal to 1.13 euros. He exchanges £200 into euros. How many euros does he have? So, I like to do things this way. So I'm just going to draw a pound symbol here and a euro sign here. Okay. Now I'm going to put 1 under the £1 and the 1.13 under the euros just to show that translation there. So he exchanges £200 into euros. We're going to put the £200 here. Okay, and euros, we don't know what that is. That's the thing we're going to work out. So I'm just going to put an X here. Now, there are simpler ways to do this at this stage, at this level. However, I like to teach a method which helps you with the simple questions and with the more challenging questions. So there are shortcuts for the simple methods. That's fine. But I like to show one method that works for the easy, the medium, and the harder questions. So hopefully that makes sense. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to draw a line from 1 to the X and from the 200 to the 1.13. So I'm just going to draw a cross. Now a cross in maths means times, so we're going to do some multiplication. So all along the lines, I'm just going to times them. So 1 times by X gives me, let's do that down here. So 1 times by X gives me X, and then 1.13 times by, let's do it here. So 200 times by the 1.13. Now to calculate X, we just need to read across. So 200 times by the 1.13, and that gives us 226. So this is 226 euros. So yeah, hopefully that one makes sense. Let's take a look at this next question. So this one says that Stella is on holiday, exchange rate same as before, and she wants to exchange this time 400 euros back into pounds. So let's set up in the same manner. So we've got pounds here, we've got euros here, and it's 1 to 1.13. And she wants to exchange 400 euros. So the euros is on this side this time. So put 400 there. Let me just put that a bit higher up. So 400 goes here. And the X this time is on this side. So do the same thing. Let's draw the 1 to the 400 and draw the X to the 1.13. So let's just read across. 1 times by 400 on this side goes 400. Then on this side, I'm going to do X times by the 1.13. Now, we can write that a bit nicer, can't we? So we can write this as 400 equals 1.13x. Now, if I want to get X on its own, I need to divide both sides by the 1.13. So let's just draw that. So divide both sides by 1.13. Okay, so that this cancels with this and it gives us just X on its own. So the calculation now is 400 divided by 1.13, and that gives us X is equal to, that's 353. Remember, this is in monetary terms, so it's always 2 decimal places, isn't it? So this is going to be 0.98, and this is in pounds, isn't it? Now, you might have spotted the pattern. You might notice that, yes, at this stage, it is far easier just to say, well, let's just do 400 divided by 1.13. Some people can just spot that's the way that you do that, and that's totally fine if that's how you do this, and you can get the right answer. And if that's fine, if that's you, that's totally fine. But sometimes when it gets to the more challenging questions, having this one set method for everything does make life just that little bit easier. So let's take a look at this then. So it says Alex is on holiday in America and she stays for 7 nights. Each night costs $120. This is the exchange rate. And how much does she spend in pounds? Well, that's for 7 nights, isn't it? So let's calculate how much the holiday is in total. So let's do 7 times by $120. So that is going to be $840. Okay, so we need to exchange, that says euros. What am I saying? Dollar symbol? What does a dollar symbol look like? This, isn't it? So we want to exchange $840 into pounds. So let's do the same sort of thing as last time. There's pounds and here is dollars. Okay, this is 1 to 1.33. And we want to exchange 840. So let's drop 840 here. And we don't know X, so X is going to go there, isn't it? And let's just cross multiply here. So our calculation then reads 1 times by 840 gives us 840, and that is equal to 1.33x. So how do we convert this? So let's divide both sides by 1.33, and that's all we need to do because those two cancel and we're left with X on its own. So we now need to do 840 divided by 1.33 press S to D on the calculator if you haven't done so already, and that's going to give us X is equal to 631 points. I'm going to call this 0.58 because I'm rounding to 2 decimal places because it's pound and pence. And yeah, that's going to give us £631.58. Okay, hopefully that one makes sense. Let's go on to this next one. Okay, so this one is saying that Paul buys a hat in America. He pays $45. The same hat in England costs £40. So we're comparing on this one. And we've got the exchange rate, so we've got to work out which one is cheaper. So what we can do is let's work out one of them in terms of the other currency. So let's do this. Let's go for pounds here, and is it dollars? It is, so dollars. So exchange rate is 1 to 1.33. Okay, let's do the $45. So let's put $45 here, and we don't know the conversion there, do we? So let's cross multiply there as we normally been doing. So we can say 1 times by 45 gives us 45. So 45 is equal to 1.33x. Okay, let's now divide both sides by the 1.33. Okay, so they of course cancel. So the calculation is now on the calculator 45 divided by 1.33, and that's going to give us 33.83. Is that right? Yes, it is. So that's in terms of pounds. So in America, this hat is this price. So the American hat is this price. Let's put USA. That's the American price. And then in England, the price is £40. So we can see clearly that the American hat is cheaper, so it's cheaper to buy it in America. Although it's probably not wise to fly away to America to buy a hat for that much cheaper. Anyway, that's the video there and that. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you click that subscribe button and click like if you found this useful. Right, guys, I shall see you in the next one. And if you're looking for extra help in your maths GCSE, make sure you go to the website at www.mrsmythemaths.co.uk and you can claim your first free lesson.